A long time ago, many people followed the Buddha Dipankara into ordination. They loved to hear his sermons, and many were awakened to the bliss of the Dhamma. The Buddha also taught lay people to live righteously according to the Dhamma, and they delighted in his teachings. The Buddha Dipankara often traveled long distances to spread the word of the Dhamma and liberate people far and wide. News of his journey often preceded him, and lay people would be waiting along the way for him to pass by in order to pay their respects. At one particular place, the path the Buddha was heading towards was overgrown and muddy. The villagers of that area gathered together to clear the path. It just so happened that an ascetic named Sumedha was flying through the air, saw the crowd of villagers, and decided out of curiosity to take a look. As he descended, he asked, "Villagers, why are you all gathered here and urgently working in unison to clear the path? We heard the Buddha was going to pass by this way, and we wanted to clear the path for him and create merit." When the ascetic Sumedha heard this, he felt his heart skip a beat. Could it be true? Had a genuine Buddha been born into this world? Was he really going to pass by? Just the thought of a Buddha sent chills throughout his body. He asked the villagers, "How can I help?" The villagers pointed to an especially overgrown and muddy section at the end of the path. The ascetic set to work. He used his strength to clear the overgrowth. Instead of using his supernormal abilities, he used all his natural strength and determination to clear the path. He felt that his offering would be more complete if he did it through natural means. He used his robes to gather great mounds of dirt and throw them into the water. Nearby, the ascetic began to hear the chants of "Satu, Satu, Satu." He knew the Buddha must be near. As he looked toward the source of the sound, he saw a magnificent aura surrounding someone with the 32 qualities of a great man. As the Buddha walked by, the lay people shook with delight. They paid reverence and laid offerings at his feet. As Sumedha the ascetic looked down at the sight of his endeavor, he knew there was no way he could fully fill in the muddy puddle at his feet. If the Buddha came this way, he would no doubt get his feet and robes muddied. The ascetic became empowered with a thought that sent a powerful pulse through his entire body. He knew this was the opportunity to create the grandest merit. He removed all his outer robes and laid them over the muddy puddle. When the Buddha got near, the ascetic sat down on his knees in a position of utmost respect and made his aspiration known to the Buddha and all who were present. "Enlightened one, glorious one, precious one, I humbly request that you and all your monks use my hair, my head, my body as a bridge to cross the muddy patch. Please, sir, I could not bear to see your feet and robes dirtied. And with this merit, combined with all the merit I have ever created, may I one day become a Lord Buddha like you, and be like a bridge for all the suffering beings of this world. May I lead them away from suffering and rebirth, and instead lead them towards freedom from suffering and Nibbana. Sadhu. May this please come true. And with that, the ascetic laid himself down on the robes over the muddy patch, orienting his head and hair towards the Buddha. The Buddha stopped, and using his divine eye, looked far off into the future and smiled. He explained that in about 4 eons and 100,000 incalculable periods, this very ascetic would be reborn over and over as the Bodhisattva until he was finally reborn as Prince Siddhartha. After growing to a certain age, marrying, and having a child, he would leave the palace for a life of renunciation. He would become the Buddha Gautama and lead thousands of beings away from rebirth and towards Nibbana. Hearing the Buddha's prophecy, the ascetic was overwhelmed with emotion. He knew that if the Buddha said it, it would certainly come true. Any amount of pain, any amount of striving, any amount of effort would be worth becoming a Buddha and saving countless beings. He was ready. The Buddha gently stepped on the ascetic's head and body as he crossed the muddied patch. The ascetic expected the full weight of a great man, but instead felt only a feather's weight on his head and body. As the company of 100,000 enlightened monks and novices used his head and body as a bridge, the ascetic gathered immeasurable merit. As the last novice stepped off the ascetic's body, he knew that his offering was complete. The ascetic Sumedha sat down and reflected on the prophecy of the Buddha, and was filled with dedication, bliss, and energy. As he did this, the earth shook in response. The heavenly devas, the 4 kings, Sakka, and even the god Brahma came to Anumodhana and rejoiced with the ascetic. The sounds of their sadhu reverberated in the ears of every being in the cosmos, and all felt bliss and excitement. At this point, the ascetic set off from the ground and flew straight up into the air. The villagers clasped their palms together and rejoiced. From that moment on, and from every rebirth until his last, Sumedha was known as the Bodhisattva and strove to fill his paramitas until his last life as the Lord Buddha. What do you think the moral of this story is? We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads.